These are the plaintiffs, Kenneth and Debbie Gloud. Debbie says they purchased an elliptical exercise machine from the defendant, who advertised it as being a 2018 model. Turns out the thing was a 2011 model. They were grossly overcharged and lied to and want their money back. The stubborn defendant refuses to listen to reason, and they're here suing for the return of the $450 they're most definitely owed. This is the defendant, Linda Wilson. She says the plaintiffs came to her house. They tried the machine out. Everything was working perfectly, and they purchased it. She doesn't know what happened, but they did an abrupt about-face and want to return the thing 6 hours after leaving with it. Maybe it didn't fit in their house, but what she does know is she's not returning their money because a sale is a sale. She's accused of exercising her rights.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiffs say they were misled because they thought they were buying a 2018 elliptical machine, and it turned out to be a 2011 model. Now, the defendant says that they tried the machine, they liked it, and then she got sued. It's the case of exercising her rights.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Mr. and Mrs. Gloud, tell me what happened.
I saw an ad on Facebook Marketplace for a Soul E25 elliptical. I have an elliptical and mine was broken, so I was looking for a better one. So I contacted Mrs. Wilson through Facebook Marketplace, and she told me that it was a 2018. It was worth a couple $1,000s. It had all the bells and whistles. It had never been used. And my husband went to pick it up at her son's house because it was his elliptical. And he brought it home, and it doesn't even work. The tension doesn't work on it. It just doesn't work. I mean, I try to adjust the tension, and I just keep getting an error message.
Did anybody try it out when you bought it?
No.
Why not? That's what you should do.
Well, I've never been on an elliptical in my life, so if I was to get on it, I wouldn't know what to do with it if I did. So anyway, we both
All right,
loaded it.
Ms. Gloud, let me ask you a question. You have other complaints besides that it doesn't work. That it doesn't work was the last thing you complained about. What was the first thing you complained about to her?
Welcome back to the People's Court. So is this legit that the plaintiffs thought they were buying a 2-year-old elliptical when it was actually 8 years old? Let's find out. We'll go back into the courtroom.
When I got it home, I was trying, like, it didn't come with a manual. So I took off the cover and I took a picture of like the label that's on it to figure out
the serial number and model number?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was a 2011, not a 2008.
Okay.
Like she told me. And
Ms. Wilson, what's going on with this item, this elliptical?
Okay, I put it on Facebook Marketplace for my son. He said it was a 2018, purchased in 2018, never used, which it wasn't. I tried to use it before I put it on for sale to make sure everything worked, and everything worked. There was nothing wrong with it. They came.
Well, if it's a 2011, there's something wrong with it because she says to you, is this available? And you say yes. Are you interested? You ask. Her first question, how old is it? You say never been used, 2018 bought. She says it's a little more than I was planning to spend. You say $500 and it's yours. It's worth a couple of $1,000. All the bells and whistles. Yep. She offers you $450. You say okay, and hunky dory. Then when she picks up the machine, she says this machine isn't a 2018. It's a 2011. I never would have paid $450 for an 11-year-old machine. This is a total misrepresentation, and I want my money back. And your answer is, I have nothing to do with this. No refund. You didn't have to take it. Now goodbye. What?
Yeah, well, she didn't have to take it. It's like going.
Yeah, but she took it based on a lie because you told her it was a 2018 and it turns out it's a 2011.
But I didn't know that, and so I'm not misrepresenting.
Well, that's fine. If you didn't know it, then you say, I'm so very sorry, Ms. Gloud. I didn't mean to misrepresent. please, we will go pick it up from you and I'll give you back your money immediately. That's what someone who doesn't know does. They don't say, hey, you took it, which is what you're saying. I mean, come on, how is that appropriate? You can't just say it's a pot of gold and then give someone a plate of broccoli. That's not allowed. She's right. It's completely illegal. And I'm ordering you to return the $450. You can make your own arrangements to go pick up that elliptical. If you don't make your own arrangements to go pick up that elliptical in the next 7 days, I'm going to deem it abandoned. And you guys can do with it what you want. Just put it out for the trash if you want to do that.
Yeah.
But don't sell it to anybody else. Okay.
No, I don't want it.
Yeah, well, you got to give them back their money. You don't want it back, but you got to give them back their money. You don't get to say to them, hey, too bad you didn't have to take it. That's not permissible, Ms. Wilson. Come on. $450. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Wilson, what do you think about that? Are you going to go pick it up? Obviously, you got to give her money back.
No, we're not going to pick it up. She can do what she wants with it. It's too big, and it's really, no thank you.
Do you think it's possible that your son used it and that it really wasn't working for him? I mean, why wasn't he selling it? Why were you selling it for him?
I said that I would put it on Facebook Marketplace. I have really good luck selling most things. I don't have problems.
Okay, well, it didn't work out for you this time. Sorry about that.
No, it did not.
You lose the case. All right. Mr. Ms. Galout, I guess you're happy, and it was worth filing the lawsuit, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
What are you going to do with it?
We're going to have our son come help us bring it to the dump. Live and learn.
There you go. Live and learn. All right. If you get a new one, be careful. Don't fall off. All right. Thank you very much. That'll wrap up the case. Let's go now for another session of After the Verdict with the judges.
Marilyn, as I listened to the facts of this case, I was kind of torn between throwing my pen at the plaintiffs and saying, why didn't you test it before you took off with it, before you bought it? And then, of course, on the other hand, you've got a really material misrepresentation.
Absolutely. Nobody wants to pay that kind of money for a machine that they find out is 8 years older.
Yeah, that's definitely no good.
But I loved hearing the defendant say, oh, I have a lot of luck on Facebook Marketplace. No kidding. If you're going to be lying about what the stuff is, you're going to get great prices for garbage.
$450 for this thing. It's a 10-year-old stepper. You'd have to pay somebody to take it away. They're not easy to lift up.
No.
So, oh well, it's headed to the dump.
So Maria wants to know this. Hey, Harvey, I have a will. Do I also need to have a living trust to avoid probate? I just have my house to leave my daughter. Okay, well, look, you don't need a trust, but trusts can save you money, especially in taxes after you die or the person you leave money to. And so trusts are a good thing. The problem is I can't tell you your circumstances. You really should at least have a consultation with an estate planning lawyer. They will steer you right. We will see you next time.